It's alright. Alright, alright, alright. Let me get a little. A little. Load this. A little. What the hell? Alright. What Alright. Let me make sure I'm aspirations. Let's see. Yeah. And I know who that is. And I know who that is. Guy from the last Alright, I'm live. Damn, it's been 6 days. I apologize, chat. Test 1 2 3 1 2 3. Let's see if y'all can hear. Test 1 2 3 1 2 3. Let's see if y'all can hear. Test 1 2 3 1 2 3. Let's see if y'all can hear. Alright. Now that pop up. It's always on top. How do I do the always on top? Always on top. Windows Control T. Windows Control T. Okay. I thought I'm just highlighted purple. Can I not? Alright, I won't do that then. Alright. Alright. Can I not do a little okay, I won't. No, this. I like this. I like this. This isn't. This just looks clean, Brody. Us and we're next. Opa. Alright, you know what? I'm at Linux. What is this? I have this here. I think I got a Linux. Yeah, I do. 3060. CPU. Right. Oh look, that's dope. That's dope. Are you sure you want to click? That's dope. Oh. Alright. Wait, that's looking crazy. Wait, is that crazy? Well, his was like, I don't know, what was his? Wait. What is giving me? Okay. How do I tap into? Alright. Alright. Okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the freaking comments that uh quote Damn, he did. That's crazy. I'm getting sidetracked. Hold on. Let me just finish this video. Sudo Pacman. Pacman is for the Linux, or for Arch Linux. It's the manager. Well, door, platforms, terminal kitty, CPU, fish. I don't know what that. Oh, is that? No, kernel. Okay. Neofetch. Wait, if I do VM. Dun 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 dun. The arch. Oh, that's perfect, no? Home. Um, almost. All right. Okay. Now I'm looking at mines. I know. So I don't know why it's so laggy like this. Can you do? What was it? Neo fetch. I was supposed to catch. I spelled fetch incorrectly, didn't I? FETCH. FET. Okay. What is a neo fetch then? Is that not what this base is? Neo fetch. Neo. Or is it not in this console? Is this in bash? No, fish. Oh, so what is fish? Interactive shell. No, it's the shell. So if I do shell. No. No. Interesting. Interesting. Let me go on, Power off. Can't look at the bottom now. We should do Kali Linux. This one actually works for some reason, the other one doesn't. This is not Kali Linux. Linux Journey. What was that? What was that on? Was that on advanced? I think I was on advanced. Oh. Hmm. What's on my progress phone? Español, Francis, Francis. I think it's as assignment. Audio stream bitrate is what was it? I've 11 minutes. I've done nothing. I've genuinely done nothing. All right. Okay, let me just do a little revision. It's just so much smoother. I don't know if it's hertz or something. I don't know. All right. So I clearly I don't know what a neofetch is. All right. So this is to pipe some. No, this is to put something out. Pipe something out. Yeah. Okay. Put something out. This. So you put cat. Why not? Pop ins. No, but I ain't got no fans. I still have this, no? Yeah. If I cat, nuts. No, don't have to be into desktop, then I cat peanuts into, and then from that I do banana. I don't know what that did. Okay, normally the cat command you send it to a file and becomes, and in this case we directed peanuts. Yes. Okay, let me cat peanuts. All right, cat banana. All right, so if I, okay, I think it's just put whatever was in. But wouldn't you do echo? All right. Oh, oh my progress is saved now. Head tail. What is this? Oh yeah, head like the very, yeah, first 10 lines. So if I do head peanuts, uh head, yes, and then number 5. Maybe space 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, 5 5 5. Tail shows me the bottom. F. Expand and unexpand. Cut, expand. I don't remember this. Cut command. Which cut? Oh. Oh, I got no motivation to do this anymore. What the hell? I'm so tired now. 12, 15. Check how long. 16 minutes. Okay. I gotta do an hour at least. Join multiple files, sort. Yeah. WC and word count. I like turtles. Grep. The grep command is crazy. Okay. I'll just pull up a video of grep. This is Windows.
Hello, today we're going to be looking at my Windows 11 configuration, specifically the things that I've added to hopefully make it look nice. So it's no secret that Windows is hard to configure, especially when comparing it to something like Linux. But over the years, I found a couple different things that have made my setup a lot better looking than the traditional Windows setup, at least in my opinion. So today I'm going to be showing you those things that I found that will hopefully help you on your configuration journey. So as a developer, probably the most important thing for me is my terminal. And you're looking at it right now. This is the terminal that I use. I use Westterm. Westterm is cross-platform, and it was written in Rust, by the way. It being cross-platform is really, really nice because it means that I can have one configuration file across all of the different operating systems that I work on, because I work on Windows and Linux. So that's really nice. Additionally, it's configured in Lua, which means that since I know Lua, it's really easy to work with, and you can also add, more complex configurations if you need it. I don't really do that too much. I just have a simple single file configuration, but it's really nice. And so we can actually open that up here. So we have my .western.lua that's just in the user, and as you can see, it is extremely messy, and that's because I've just been like testing things out and removing things, and I comment things out just in case maybe later I want to use them. But you can kind of just get a feeling for what this configuration looks like. So my configuration file is 200 lines, but as you can see, most of that is just comments and some color overrides here, just to like kind of briefly go over some things. So all this does is just return a table, and the table has some things like you can pick the rendering API you want to use, the like max FPS, the cursor style, things like that. But you can also add cool extra like key bindings and stuff. So here I have some key bindings for like splitting panes, so I can like split a pane here, and then I can do like Control 9, and I can teleport to that one, and I can make a vertical one here. Same deal, now I can just teleport between these panes. And so this is really nice because I do not have access to Tmux in Windows unless I use the Windows subsystem for Linux, but I don't want to do that because I typically make like graphical GUI games, and that doesn't usually behave with WSL anyways. So yeah, we've got some cool shortcuts here for navigating panes, and then I've got some color overrides here, and I have some other little things. So for me, I have disabled window decorations, and the reason I'm able to do that is because I use a window manager. More about that later, but it basically just adds a little bit of extra real estate to this. So if I really wanted to like full screen this and get the maximum amount of space, I can now do that, and I don't have an annoying title bar in the way. I also have the ability to toggle the opacity, and that's because while having a transparent terminal is cool, sometimes it can be distracting, especially in long typing sessions. So I like to be able to toggle it on and off for that reason. So that's about it for the terminal. Let's go ahead and get into probably the biggest part of my configuration, which is my window manager. So the window manager that I use is called Blaze Window Manager. It's a bit of an interesting name here. It's on GitHub here, fully open source, and it was basically just kind of like a drop in for me. Like I didn't really add too much into it. I just changed the highlight color and stuff. But basically, this window manager gives me cool shortcuts for focusing and like resizing windows and all that sort of stuff with controls very similar to i3 if you've ever used it on Arch. And I really enjoy that kind of workflow because I'm a Vim user and I like to stay on the keyboard. So this has been amazing for me. There's only been a couple small things that I've changed. I've changed the like color of the border, and I've changed the keys. I've moved them over from I think it was JKL semicolon. I moved that over to HJK now because that's what I'm used to. And so other than that, I actually haven't changed anything about that. Now as far as the top bar goes, for the top bar, I'm actually using the one that was built in with Glaze Window Manager. Whenever you install it, it will prompt you to integrate this thing called ZBar. You can click on it here and see the ZBar. And this is basically just a little like lightweight tool for creating these top bars for things. And I've basically kind of just left it as it is. The only things that I've changed is I've changed the opacity of the background, and I've changed a couple of the different like highlighting colors because originally I think it was a bit more opaque. I didn't really want that. I wanted it to be very subtle, and so I have changed it to this. Now this isn't a 100% perfect option because it's Windows. Things are buggy. For some reason, although it's called Windows, it has a hard time managing the windows on the screen. And so sometimes when I like unplug a monitor and plug it back in, all my windows will be like completely messed up. Or like if I if I create like a new tab, sometimes it just won't scale correctly. That time it did because I'm recording and it wants to make me seem like I'm lying. But sometimes whenever you open a window, it just like opens in a random spot or just crashes. And sometimes the Z bar also gets kind of weird, it gets kind of cut off. But it's very, very easy to fix all that stuff. You can just restart this thing with just a simple like keyboard shortcut. So I don't really have any complaints on my end that are like terrible. That's basically the bulk of the setup here. Now I said earlier that I prefer to have a keyboard-centric workflow because I'm a Vim user and I'd like to never use the mouse. And so part of that is being able to create my instances of applications without having to mouse over to my taskbar and like click on something like there. I don't really want to be doing that kind of stuff. So instead I use something called PowerToys. But you might be asking like, why would you need this? Because there is actually, you can press the Windows key and it's popping up off screen because I'm recording on a different monitor. But it will basically allow you to search for things. So let me see if I can do it here. So I can search for things here. I can say like WesTerm and it will show my terminal here. But my main problem with this is one, all this junk over here. We got Copilot and all this crap. I don't want any of this. And two, for some reason, it really likes to open up Microsoft Edge. Like even if I have an app and I search for it, it will open up Edge like 9 times out of 10. So I don't want to do that. I only want to open apps. And so for that, I have found that there is a really, really cool tool from the PowerToys that lets me actually search for things, kind of like the Spotlight search does in macOS. So I can just click on WesTerm here, press enter, it'll open on the wrong window, of course, and then I can move it over here, retile it, and there you go. So you get the idea. It's kind of just like a slight quality of life improvement, and it keeps me from having to open up Microsoft Edge, which is always a plus. Now, that's basically the bulk of my configuration, but there are a couple other things. This background is linked in the description. I do get a lot of requests for where this background is, and so it is there. Additionally, my taskbar is transparent, and that's thanks to Translucent TB, which you can install on the Microsoft Store. But to be honest, I basically never use it ever because I can just search for things like this, and I can just like move things around with the cursor. So it doesn't really matter too much to me, but it is there just in case I do want to mouse over to it for some reason. With that being said, that about concludes my configuration video.
Okay.
If you found this useful at all, make sure to like and subscribe.
Grep Linux.
Series. In today's video, we're going to go over the grep command. Now, this is a command that you've no doubt seen all over the place because it's very rare that I see a single tutorial that doesn't include the grep command at least once. It's a very popular command, so it's definitely something that we'll need to check out in the series. But there's more to this command than what you normally see when you look up a tutorial, so there's some examples I definitely want to show you. But before we get into that, I want to mention the sponsor for today's video, Linode. And Linode has been a So, what exactly is grep? Well, grep stands for Global Regular Expression Print, and although regular expressions are supported, that's not something that we're going to go over in this particular video. But the whole purpose of grep is to search for text within files. So what I'm going to do right now is give an example of the grep command in the same style that you normally see if you were to see it within a tutorial. So what I'm going to do is use the cat command to display the contents of a file. And if you're already thinking this might be a bit redundant, you're right, but we'll get to that. I'm going to use as an example the sshconfig file, which is this file right here, and it's quite long actually. So just to give you an example, we have 33 lines within that file.
I mean, you get what there, and you... Yeah. What's the difference between the pipe? Oh my goodness, okay. No, I'm actually pissed off. I don't know. Pipe, yes. Okay. Okay. All and I don't know what the hell append.
Append.
Awesome to the end of a document. They say, is there other uses for this? Can I say like he appended his sentence by 5 years? Interesting. What is this green one? Okay, well, it does mean. uh, Google Books. They shut down, no? I mean, yeah, it looks pretty odd. Okay. I see who you are. You are my enemy. Alright. Oh my goodness, 25 minutes, and I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I looked at a couple of videos. How did I spend 25 minutes? I watched 3 minutes worth of videos. Okay, I spent like 7 minutes watching videos. Genuinely, how did I spend 25 minutes? That's better than Instagram. Better than... Alright. Okay. Redirects. Hello? Crates are over. Okay, let me. Okay. List, but you also grep. I get it. Still also grep. Okay, so it's also. T reads from the standard input. Output and he's saving. Okay, it's just he's saving the output. Save, I don't know. Mark the output. Output. I see who you are. Run on me. Append output to the end of a file without erasing its content. Okay, this is just appending. Alright. Alright. Cat, display the contents. Then you also grep error, looking for error. And then T. It was, so you output, it tells you. So it tells you what is outputting. But then it inputs into errors.txt. Errors.txt gets put into the final.txt. So when you final.txt, it's mean. So input feeds cat. It's only with error. Okay. Filters lines only with error. Filters lines. So the whole line that's error. So anything here, anything that's an error, it gets, right? Then it puts into errors.txt, then final.txt. All right, I got that.
So in my case, it's not the biggest config file. I actually trimmed mine down so it only has the config that I need. That's a whole nother video. But we have 33 lines of text to look through here. So if I'm looking for a specific thing, it would be great if I could just find that specific thing. And that's one of the things that the grep command helps us achieve. So if I recall that command, and instead of piping it to the word count command, I'll instead pipe it into grep. And what I want to search for is port with a capital P. And there it is. This particular server right here is using the default port of port 22 for SSH. Now, the file that you look through doesn't really matter. I'm going to give you an example file in this video anyway, but I use the SSH config file as an example because it's something that we edit quite often. In this example, I use the cat command to print the entire contents of the file, but instead of showing the contents to the screen, I pipe that command into the grep command, and I grep for port. So I guess you could say grep is also a verb in addition to a command. Now, another trick we could do is we could actually reverse this output by typing -v as an option, And with quite a few commands in Linux, the -v is for verbose, but when it comes to grep, -v means something else. Let's see what happens. So what did happen is that it printed every line that did not contain port. So the first example, we're looking for a line that contains port. We're grepping for port, as you see here. But the -v option is an exclusion. So if you include -v, it's going to give you every line that doesn't contain that particular term. It's perfectly valid to use the cat command to cat the contents of a file and then pipe that into grep to search for a particular word. But that is a bit redundant. Check this out. I'm not going to pipe something into grep. I'm just going to use grep by itself. I want to search for the word port, and the file that I want to search in is /etc/ssh sshd-config, and this is the same file that we were searching in earlier. I'll press enter, and it does the exact same thing as this example right here, but it's shorter. So like I mentioned, there's nothing wrong with using the cat command and piping it into grep, but you don't have to do that. Grep is able to search within files by itself. It doesn't need the help of cat or any other command. This is what grep does. So using the cat command and then piping that into grep, that is redundant because grep is able to search within files by itself. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. And what I'll do is I'll build your knowledge of the grep command, and
Wait.
that is redundant because grep is able to search within files by itself. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. And what I'll do is I'll build your knowledge of the grep command and give you a more well-rounded look at the command. And to facilitate that, I've created a text file off camera. I called it characters.txt. And as you can see here, every line is a different character in some sort of fandom. We have characters from Ninja Turtles, we have superheroes here, a couple villains, you get the idea. Now this is just a random file that I created to serve as the example within this video, and I'll make sure to have this text file available in the blog post for this particular video. The link will be in the description, but again, it doesn't matter what text file you use, grep can search through any text file. So let's have some fun. What I'm going to do is use the grep command, and what I'm going to do is show let's have some text file you use, grep can search through any text file. So let's have some fun. What I'm going to do is use the grep command, and what I'm going to do is show every line from that file where the species is turtle. So I'll use turtle as the keyword here, and characters.txt is the file that I want the grep command to look in, and if I press enter, you can see that I have 4 lines here. We have the species of mutant turtle, so I use the word turtle as my search term. And on your end, it might not color code the output here. That's a shell customization that I've implemented. But anyway, as you can see, the grep command worked. It searched through the characters.txt file. I was searching for specifically the word turtle, and it printed every line that contains that word. Now, I know this example isn't very practical, but this is just an example, so we'll just go along with it for now. Similarly, I could change the search word and search for something else. And then we have the human characters right there. And as I mentioned earlier, if I use -v, then it's going to show me every line that does not include that search term. And those are probably the 2 most important examples of the grep command. But actually, there's more. There's more that we can do with the command, so let's see some additional examples. So I'm recalling this command right here, and what I'm going to do is add the -n option to the grep command, and let's see what happens. Now, as you can see here, I have line numbers on the left-hand side. So this is really useful because the grep command is actually able to give me the line number that the search term was found in. So lines 1, 2, 6, 11, and 12 all contain the word human. In addition to that, we have the -c option. And what do you think this is going to do? Well, let's press enter and find out. If I add the -c option, it gives us the count, the number of times that word appears in the file, but it doesn't actually show the lines themselves, just the number of times that particular search term was found in the file. Now, by default, grep is actually case sensitive. So if I search for human in lowercase, it's not going to find anything because I don't actually have that term with an uppercase H within that file. So what we can do instead is add the -i option. And what that allows us to do is not care about case sensitivity.
Ignore.
And as you can see, it works. Human with a capital H is a match. Even though we didn't type a capital H, it was still able to match it. That's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do right now is switch gears away from the characters file. I mean, it was really fun, but I want to show you some more practical examples that mirror some real world scenarios, and maybe that'll help commit the grep command to memory. So what I'm going to do, and it's okay that you're not able to follow along with this because you're not going to have the same files that I have on my file system. You can just watch and take notes. That's totally fine. Or you can just adjust the examples to fit files that you do have. But in my case, I have a Git directory. Inside there, I have a personal directory, and this means that these are Git files that are not actually uploaded anywhere. They're only stored here locally, and I have a local Ansible repository. And don't worry so much about Ansible. I have an entire series about Ansible if you want to learn it, but you don't have to understand the syntax of the files that I'm about to look through in order to understand exactly what I'm doing. Inside Ansible, I have a roles directory, and there I have workstation, then tasks, desktop environments, and then GNOME. I actually use Ansible to set up all of my computers. Long story. Anyway, let's go in there.
No, that's the
And we have some YAML files.
We got it.
So what I do in order to understand exactly what I'm doing. Inside Ansible, I have a roles directory, and there I have workstation, then tasks, desktop environments, and then GNOME. I actually use Ansible to set up all of my computers. Long story. Anyway, let's go in there, and we have some YAML files. So what I'm going to do is use grep. The keyword that I want to search for is gedit. That's the default text editor for the GNOME desktop. It's going to be switching to a different text editor here very soon with the next version. So perhaps I want to find every occurrence of gedit and replace it to the new text editor that's coming. So that might be one reason why I might want to search for this particular keyword. But anyway, what I'm going to do instead of giving it a file is just tell it to look through every file. And that's what a star does. So press enter. And as you can see, I have several files right here that include the word gedit. And as we saw earlier, I can use -n to show me the line numbers. That's very useful. So we can see we have matches on line 1, 5, 159, and 9. We see those numbers right here.
Interesting.
So let's just say, for example, that I want to search for a particular term. I don't know what file that term might be in, and maybe I don't even know what directory that term might be in. So is there a way that I could use the grep command to recursively search through files? Well, yeah. I mean, if there wasn't, why would I even bring it up? So grep-r is one of my favorite variations of the grep command because that lets you do exactly what I just said. It allows you to recursively search through files, even through directories, to find your match. So what we'll do is we'll use grep-r, and maybe I want to search for gedit. I want to know if this term is in any other file, even a file outside the directory that I was in earlier. Then after that, we type the path where we want to start.
Now, if I were to Kali, let's say I create a new file. We do password.txt. Open it. Password equals 123 See? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Password equals 123 Save. Then we'll put another password. as like a little decoy. Real password equals 1 2 3 1 2 3. Yes. Okay. Clear. Now we do grep recursively for password. But we do that same thing and we do dash n. And peanuts. I like that. I like that. Maybe I should change. I don't. How do I got a Vim. I gotta use Vim.
The search from, and the closer you can get, the better. It doesn't really matter. I could actually start the search from right here, but I have a bunch of files in my home directory. So if you can narrow this down, it's better. You don't have to be exact, but I know that anything I'm interested in will be in my Git directory. And I know that I've only used gedit within the roles.
What if I go back? What if I... Then I'm a... Comment opens a terminal. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Hey, alright, that's dope. That's dope. I like that. Wow. Windows could never. Windows could never. What's it too? I don't know.
Directory. So I think that's good enough. So grep-r, search term, and then the directory that you want to start your search from. Let's see what happens. So it looks like this particular command is providing value to me because I know that there's other occurrences of gedit outside the directory that I was in, and I found that out by using grep-r. Another example we might use is grep-r. Maybe we want to search through log files, so I'll go through /var/log, and the search term that I want to search for is error. And what I'm going to do is
Alright. Alright. Alright, this is CMD challenge. Go to CMD challenge. Print hello. First challenge. Ah. Ah. Wait a minute. Okay, print. Oh, echo. Hello. There you go. Print ls. No, print working directory. Okay. List all names. Cat access log. Alright. Print list 5. Okay. Uh, tails. N5 access log. What? What? Print the last 5 lines of access log. Print last 5. Last 5. That is that not? Tail. Oh, tail, not tails. Tail. Boom. Create empty file. Touch. Take. The command. Create directory. How do I create a directory? How do I create a directory? Wow. Wow. Pretty current. Wow. Upgrade CS certification. Only $9.99. Only $9.99. So many. Okay. All right. Create directory. Let me just watch this video real
You gotta
quick.
appreciate your blessings, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to learn how to do that more. I don't live in the present that much. Like I try to though. I try to, bro. But I'm such an anxious person that cause anxiety is thinking about the future. So I'm always living in the future that I forget to live in the present, in the moment, in the now.
Are you happy? I have happy days. In other days, I'm not. I have unhappy days too. I have sad days. I have bad days. But what keeps me going is knowing that just like I had those happy days before, it can happen again.
I begin sometimes survivor's guilt too. Like it's weird, and that's why I be going to the Bronx so much.
Survivor's guilt. But it doesn't have to be it have to be, doesn't? Existential. Yeah. Procedural laziness compared to existential imposter syndrome. Yeah. Consistent self-doubt where the individual believes their compliments are not deserved. No. Yeah. A feeling of regret and remorse. You need to live up to our potential. Healthy. Stay from your. All right. I mean.
Much too, like I'm always there, like 2 weeks there, maybe do 2 weeks ATL, come out here, go back to the Bronx, whatever. I can't like leave it alone for some reason, cause I just be seeing shit, and then you feel me, it be so much death going on and violence and shit should be crazy, and I just be like, damn, like why me, etc. You feel me? Sometimes I be on that bullshit, I be like, they be fucking with me, you feel me? So I might just disappear for a little bit, come back, be like, I be up here fighting, bro. It be bad sometimes. The biggest obstacle in my life right now, I would say, is I don't know. I think like balancing my time. That's very frustrating, man. Like there's so much I want to do and not enough time.
I ain't get to give my grandma like all the blessings, you feel me? But my grandma was a big part of that too. I learned how to hustle with my grandma, bro. Like we would really go around New York City selling clothes, bro. And in summertime, bro, when we was hungry and shit, we had to go into the schools, get the free food, bro. And I had to pass the food under the table, or hopefully I gave her some eats and the white man that's in that school don't be weird and try to kick us out.
I remember like she had got sick. I felt like I had finally just started making like real money. And like she had passed away, and I feel like I was too late, cause she would have never been in a nursing home or all this other bullshit they had to do with, bro. And I blame myself a lot for that. I'm like, damn nigga, like you would have came up shit a year earlier maybe, bro, or some shit. It would have been cinchy, bro. My mom was doing the most, gang, to make sure I didn't become what I became, basically. From getting me out the crib, kicking me out at times, calling the police, like pulling the internet, like just doing the most, gang. some niggas would have succeeded and just been like, F you. But for me, it was more like you was trying to protect me from something that you didn't know nothing about. Like, that's how I looked at it. You hurting me a lot. You with me so much mentally, shit, even physically at times, but I'm not gonna hold that game because I understand why you was doing it.
When I first started streaming, they hated it. They tried to end my shit multiple times. They called police on me all the time. Bro, my mom used to violate my shit, bro. Like, train my little brother to turn off my internet. I used to go to war with them. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm not even doing nothing wrong. Like, my friends is outside. Some of my friends done died. Like, I'm just trying to stream, nigga. I'm trying to make content, nigga. Like, what the fuck? My first somewhat big check, it was like 7 packs. And she was like, okay, where's school? I don't give a fuck. And then, like, I made 30 packs. And then she still was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, and she ransacked my whole room. She thought I was selling drugs. She was looking for guns.
Was your dad?
Nah, he like in and out. Very over the phone shit. Like, if you ask him, he'll tell you yeah. And he was, I guess, somewhat, but like over the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did ask, like, will tell you, like, yeah, I raised that kid through the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of, like,
Is that
3-hour calls and shit, man. As a kid.
Was that bad? Is
That bad? I mean, yeah, it's always better to have your dad
it is
there.
bad. That is bad.
Yeah, it's better to have your dad there than
Were you ever like mad at him?
nah. But at one point, I didn't know who I was talking to. I just knew his voice. It was kind of crazy to meet him.
That's the most traumatic shit I ever passed. Real shit. I was 9 years old. I was either 9 or 7. One of those two. 7, 8, or 9. One of them. I really don't know. Somebody got clapped in front of me. No cap. Right in front of me. Now I remember that shit yesterday. 187 Webster in the Bronx. I didn't know what death was yet. No bullshit.
How old were you?
It was two brothers. They was walking. They was going towards Webster. So they walking like this. I'm across the street at the corner store like this. My mom's inside buying a gallon of milk. All you see is a tall nigga and a short guy, right? But they had the same coat. They like super. I guess they locked in. Well, they was brothers. I'm gonna tell you why. But I heard, and nigga drop, boom, right? And I'm watching him. I watched him drop. I'm like, what the fuck? And the other guy was like, my brother. I feel like ever since that moment, I never treated like death in my eyes was like shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and I was mad young.
You were fucking 7.
Bro, and then like being from where we from, I swear to God, like friends and people you know pass away, and it almost becomes regular again. I swear to God, it almost feels like the norm. It's not normal. It's not okay. But when you in that environment all the time, you get used to it, gang. It's in the music, everybody doing it. I swear to God, bro, it's crazy.
The work thing my mom beat me with, oh my God, bro. Like, bro, everything. Extension cords, pots, of course, a chair, tables, a picture frame, shoes. My mom beat my ass one time so bad. I had a purple eye, right? Cause she accidentally hit me with the middle part of the belt. I think some of it is abuse. I'm not gonna lie, cause some of the hits was like she was just frustrated. A lot of my purpose early on was tied to I guess cause my family is mad broken in a way. If you knew my whole story, you'd be like, nigga, do you even have family, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? And of course I do, but it's mad spread. It's weird, bro. So early on, I mean, for those of you who already know what's up with my grandma, she was the first person to give a fuck in terms of anything content related. Change your lifestyle, you made it. I don't think I made it though. I never think that shit. Am I supposed to feel when the fuck do niggas really feel that shit? When do a nigga dead ass sit down and say, yo, you never do? Yeah, cause again, I ain't gonna lie, my heart. I got these moments where I'm like, yeah, we won. For me, we made it. Is we done working? And I remember growing up and kind of hopping back into those memory bags and looking back and damn, she was hurting right here. A lot of my motivation, a lot of my hustle come from that. Just seeing her sad, my nigga. I give her a lot because a lot of my hustle come from that. Just seeing her sad, my nigga. I give her a lot because I try to make up for the sacrifices she took for me.
I feel like my pops isn't a non-existent pop, but because he was in DR and I was in the US, I never saw him. So I spent the first 6 years of my life he was very faint in memory. And we didn't have FaceTime back then, so you couldn't FaceTime and see his face. For a long time, I knew his voice before I knew his face. He would say, you ask me, he'd be like, oh, nah, I'll raise you through the phone. Real shit. I didn't have, and my mom was a single mom. So
could he not come or he didn't?
He didn't come. And on top of that, all my friends, same shit. In terms of being a single parent household, everybody. So I thought that was normal. See, if I saw anyone with two parents, I used to be like a little emotional and shit. I need to go sit in a room somewhere for like, not in a room, but like I need to go somewhere, bro. Like for 2 weeks. I need to go look at air for 2 weeks straight and not talk. But that'd be an issue for people, bro. Like people I care about and shit. Like I just need to I'm not doing nothing crazy or like ain't nothing wrong for it. I just need to just think. Like I need to be like free, like mentally for like. I've had friends that passed away, and you feel that like that you can feel it on you. You can feel the emptiness, and like you really miss that person. But then you have friends that you are no longer friends with, but the person is still alive. That's another version of that though. Friendship grief. Like the way I felt about that when my mans really passed away, and the way I felt about a couple people that like was my friends too, and they're no longer my friends. It's the same.
Oh, I really want to. Alright, chat. All right.
Welcome to the rice field.
Windows Act 7 or 7, right? Yeah. Windows XP, which was less, right? Yeah, okay. Alright. Let me lock in a bit. On the okay. Let me watch this video as a little just both downloads during the madness.
Yeah, my hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning.
Alright, so what he does
Already still working.
Pseudo and math. He
still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something.
SSH, Minecraft, yeah.
Finally turning something called a profit. If I hit you, pocket chips, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises. You ain't stopping this, my shit. Don't be losing conscious, bitch. That's the consequence. Like, got this, I will not quit, and I'm on it, honest. If I launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the line and moving on to my.
Maybe. I was gonna say maybe I need to start doing the text editor. Okay. Vim. Vim. Reg. Emacs. Screw Emacs. Actually, I'm not even gonna finish on it. User management. Yeah, I'm just not motivated, Brody. Like I've been doing 54 minutes. I've learned crap. What am I doing? Like 10 minutes. I'm just.
does. So using the cat command and then typing that into grep, that is directory that
Let's grab. Alright. No, I'm forcing myself to do this. I don't care. I don't want to, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Alright, let's go. Why is there 2? I don't know why the hell there's 2. Let's go. Alright. Let's do this. File permission. As written previously, files are different. Okay. Run it back. We're doing this in order. Users and groups. Any traditional operating system for users and groups. They exist solely for access and permissions. When running a process, it will run as the owner of that process. When running a process, it will run as the owner of that process, whether that is Jane or Bob. File access and ownership is also permission dependent. You wouldn't want Jane to see Bob's document and vice versa. Each user has their own home directory where their user-specified files are stored. This is usually located in home username, but can vary in different distributions. Home directory. Okay, yeah. System user IDs. E? Wait, I didn't see D. I'm dumb. Okay, my fault. I don't know. I was kind of zoned out. Okay. System users ID UIDs. The system uses user IDs, UID, to manage users. User names are the friendly way to associate users with identification. But the system identifies users by the UID. The system also uses groups to manage permissions. Groups are just sets of users with permissions set by that group. They are identified by the system with their group ID, GID. Group ID is GID, user ID is UID, user. Got it? Next, you have users in addition to the normal humans that use the system. Next, you have users in addition to the normal. Okay. Sometimes your users are system daemons.
demon,
Listen.
demon,
Yeah,
demon,
you're telling me. You're Daemon? Daemon. Huh? Alright. A continuously run process to keep the system functioning. One of the most important users is root or super user. Who's the most powerful user in the system? Root can access any file and start and can access any file and start and terminate any processes. For that reason, it can be named just to operate as root all the time because you could potentially remove system critical files. Luckily, if root access is indeed a user is Luckily, if root access is needed and the user has root access, they can run command root instead of sudo with the command. Okay, what? Luckily, if root access is needed and the user has root access, they can run a command. As root instead of with the sudo command. Root access and later. Try to view protected. We'll see about that. This isn't etc, right? What? Oh wait. Looks like I have to do slash data. Alright. Permission denied. ls and you want to list like everything of the slash etc slash shadow. Okay, now we haven't gone through permissions yet, but what's happening is that the root is the owner of the file. Interesting. So hold on, because I my brother made a file and he was like trying to delete this or something like that, and I couldn't delete it. Let's see. The no, it was directly in the file. This likes terror. I'm keeping it back. The ls movement pd movement ls it's down here. Alright. Screw that. Let's go back here. Pseudo cat. No, pseudo cat of the slash pc slash shadow. Password, what was password? 123 122. Interesting. Yep, I can. Sudo. It says super user. Root. Now that you know what commands run as the super user, the question is, how do you know who has access to do that? The system doesn't just likely Joe Schmo. Lloyd Schmo. Besides that one. Quaker pacifist author. Okay. Okay, was it Quaker? Pacifist author, college professor, marine biologist, and park ranger. What? I don't know. We're from building homes in Hiroshima after World War II. Ah, such a I'm sure he was a important Fleischmann. Guy that outlines his life. Yet nominated 3 times for Nobel Peace Prize. Crazy. Very small. Whatever. Ah. Let's see if Joe Schmo is in. Joe Schmo. The Joe Schmo Show. 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 Alright, never mind. I was trying to see. I was trying to see if you can see that doesn't fast or something like that. What file shows the user? Alright. Shows the users who have access. I don't think it's this. Okay. I was just making sure. Oh, sudo. Okay, I got an ADHD ready. The system doesn't I don't got ADHD. I'm just demotivated. The system doesn't allow every single Joe Schmo run commands as a super user. So how does it know? There's a file called sudo's file. There's a file called the sudo's file. This file lists users who can run sudo. You can enter this file with the vsudo command. vsudo. If I go here, then I go /etc// cd sudo. No, it's etc// it's the file sudo. So if I do cat, if I do this as sudo. What? Oh, wait, this is it. I'm done. I thought it was gonna be an error. Oh. It 2005. Oh, middle mouse button. Wait, is middle mouse button too? That's dope. Okay, good to know. But you won't be necessarily. If you do sudo cat sudo, no, you sudo vsudo. I don't know what I'm doing. How do I exit? Save. No. Interesting. Pass. Remember that usernames aren't really identifications for users. The system uses a user ID, UID, to identify a user. To find out what users are mapped to what ID, look at the etc password file. If I do cat etc password. Yeah. Copy. Mosquito. Are these every single user? Rude. I don't. Oh. Contains encrypted user password. X. Okay, X. All these. Alright. Guys gets out of like 50,000 users. User ID. User ID. So username, user password, user ID, group ID. Username, user password, user ID, group ID. User shell. User home. User shell. Ah, I got it. Ah, okay. That just means they don't have access, no? Yeah. Oh, login access. I thought I meant no password. Okay. Okay, almost 20 minutes. What? What is this lyrics? Let me.
Hit it already, still working. I'm still learning. I'm still searching. Finally earning something. Finally turning.
Alright, so what he does. Right, shut the hell up. I know what he does. Are you trying to tell me what he does? I haven't read my storybook in a minute. But I'll keep working on this. X shadow. etc shadow file is used to store information about user authentication. It requires super user to read permissions. Well, okay. Sudo cat. Okay. No, not sudo. Sudo. Shadow. Okay. I don't know why. I didn't have to put in password, so I'm gonna assume I'm in root. Something like that. Yep. Column covered by columns and it's followed. Username, encrypted password. Date of last password change. It's called. Okay. Oh, that means they have no password. The exclamation mark. You get the. Okay. Surely there's like a decryptor, no? Linux? Uh. Red Hat. Black hat, white hat. Hacks their own system. Alright. Wait. Ah, shit, I don't know what any of this is. Microsoft Face. Put your picture on my wall. Data last person. Encrypted. And you got. Nice. So, Cotton Bowl game. Football. Okay. National Environmental Policy Act by Richard M. Nixon. September for the Tour de Ring model. Not AI, not AI, not AI. Subatomic particles. No fuck. California. Interesting. I didn't know they couldn't do that. But this is have every day. No, they have the whole month. Why? Why do they have? Thank you. Seven. Or is it 999? So you get the. So you get the password. Minimum. Maximum. Maximum. Password warning. Gonna expire in 999,000. No, 99,000. 99,999. 7. Okay. Oops. Those other mechanisms to Japan applicable. Oh, okay, yeah. Uh. 8:56. Let me check some chat. Let me check some. $19. Is that right? Let me check one more thing, chat. Let me check one more thing. Let me check. Check. Yeah, that's let me check. Right up the chat. Don't talk. Cause I ain't no talk. I walk this lonely road, the only road. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Alright. Another file in user management is the group. Okay, there's lots of different groups with different permissions. Ooh, what could be good is truffle if something to do with cryptography. I almost said Druid. Oh my goodness. Cryptography. Okay. Okay, I'm just do this. So okay, I'm gonna do a cat slash etc slash group. Kali X is the password. That's not the password. One, 2, 3, 4, 3. Repeat. Interesting. I walk this lonely road. Add user. All right. User management permissions. Oh. Packages. I want to learn. License. File system. Boot system. Kernel. System. Time use process realization is the block. Alright. The main. The routing. The pretty much. I kept in the beginning. Permissions. Desktop. Okay, CD Kali. No, it's a home Kali. Home Kali. And then you want to do ls des. ls Brody. Desktop. What? Desktop. What? Why is it like that? Okay, I don't know why it's like that. But okay. Read write. directory. Okay, but I don't get the. This is also desktop. This is also desktop. It doesn't matter if I do that. Boom. You know. Regular file. I don't know. Next three parts are actually permission. Oh, permissions. I was thinking permissions. The permissions are grouped into 3 bits each. The first 3 bits are user permissions. First 3 bits are user permissions. Read, read. What? Yeah. Then group permissions. I tried to make it easier to differentiate. So read, write, execute, read, execute, read, execute. You got. You got 3 bits. The first 3 bits. User, group, other. So user, group, other. Other can read, okay. Chmod. This is what my brother did with the file I was talking about on alright. Change permissions. First, pick which permissions you set you want to change. User group. Okay, file permissions. Ls. Wait. Wake up. Arch. Oh, there's no file in it though. Get directory. So wait, I can view the console, and then I do. What was it? Mundi. So I do ls mundi. Is that not the? Total 0. I don't know what you. Oh my god! Do I have? Do I have to do sudo sl? Alright. First, pick which permission you want to change. User, group, or other. You cannot remove permission with plus or minus. Location adding permission to a file. D plus X. Come on. Okay. Screw that. I don't like it. I run this lonely road. The only road up and bum 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 bum. Where'd you exile so fast? I don't know. Change permissions on my file by executable command. They're print to the user. Okay. Okay. Why are we doing math? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. My shoulders just twitched real quick. Real quick, it just twitched for a sec. User? Or E to write one execute. 4, 5, 6, 7. So read and execute, read and execute. Well, it's not a great idea to be changing permissions when you name permissions to something. Take precautions. In addition to modifying permissions, you can also modify the group and user. Modify the user ownership. UMask. Bah. Any file that is could come with default permission. If you want to change default permission, you can do it with UMask command. Permission to numerical. Alright. Set UID. The file for a second. Let's look at another permission set. This time of the command we ran. And the permissions. Okay. The file has this permission set. It allows the user who launched the program to get the file owner's permission as well as execute permission and root. Oh, so only when they run. I think symbolic might be the more reasonable approach. You know what I mean? That GID, group ID. Okay, let's look at read, write, execute, read. Mm-hmm. Well, this must be pretty educational. Let's segue.
Segway.
Segue.
Segway.
Segue. I didn't know it was segue. Segues. Wow. Kind of forgot about these. Did he die by his own segue? Formal. What is this website I stumbled upon? Okay. Live and work safely. Safely. What? Is this for me to live in? I don't really no. Contact fails. Fail. So here's what. Lee's Community Foundation. He gave 10 mil to this. This. Alright. Alright, let me get back to this. So segue. Wow. Wow, I went from segue. Okay. I didn't really go that far down, no. I spent quite a bit on that, no. Let's see how much time I should spend on that. Oh. Wait, I spent like no time. Like, wait. because it still hasn't loaded yet. Oh. Wait, I spent like no time. Like, wait. 5 minutes. Formal. I don't know if that leads on. No, it's watching this anyway, so it's alright. It's alright, don't really matter. Alright. Let's segue. Into processes permissions for a bank. Remember I told you that when you run the password command with SUID permissions, but enabled, you were running the program as root. That is true. However, does that mean you sincerely something you can modify to? No. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because many wait. Yeah. There's many IDs that Linux when you launch a process, it runs the same permissions as the user group. This is known as effective user ID. When you launch a process, it runs. Okay. But when the touch command, the process will run as him, and then files his ownership. Another UID called the real user ID. That is the ID of the user that launched the process. These are used to track down who the user, unless your ID is the saved user. The real user, when you launch that, effective when who created it, saved. Very effective. Wait, when you're running effective ID 500, that's your 500. With the password command, that's just your ID permission if you run it. Not just freaking other blocks. Ah! So it checks their real UID instead of the SUID. What UID? User. I don't know. Okay, let me think about this. Let me think about what SUID. No. SUID? No. Okay. What UID decides what access is to grant. Is it talking about the number? Or effective user? UID. I'm getting this correct. Okay, so when you launch a process and known as effective. Nice one, stupid. Thank you, Ben. Opa. Okay, it's not that much. But I thought it was like. Alright. Well, special permissions I want to talk about is the sticky bit. The permission This permission bit sticks a file directory, meaning that the only user can be deleted on this various restrict directories. By example below, directory read write execute read write execute read write execute plus t. I don't know what the plus t means, but it means something. Root some date some. Plus permission here the instant t. This means that everyone can add files. Write files, modify files in the temporary directory. Only root can delete the temporary directory. Oh, why so? T. Boom. Now, did I do processes? I'm on processes now. Okay. I'm on packages, so I'm not gonna lie. Processes is also dope. Now, processes is dope. It's cool. It's cool. Processes. Let's see if they get the lab in here. Got to pay $30 for it. Okay. Okay, I do gotta pay $30 for it. As you can add only $99. Shit, I don't know who the hell you think you is. Can I contact these LabX? Oh, 75 off. Yeah, fit. What am I entering? Okay, scared me a little bit because I have my full name. I'm just logged in. One, two, three, four, five, six. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Low key, I'm gonna go eat. Got let's see, 49 minutes in. Oh, that's not that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's just in case I get like a ransom and that adds a heart. Yeah, I saw what that was. How about I just put this out? Can I put that out? Or did it crash? Did it crash? I mean, it crashed. Wonderful. Can I close it then? If it crashed, let me close it. What the hell? Oh my God. I want to eat. Oh, here we go. I went to eat at 9:27. Puta forma de sentirme. Alright. Alright. No one joined. 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 Alright. Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, let me. What else I can do? Alright, let me check this out. Something like this might be better. No, 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 no. No, who's telling me to do that? Can I do a super? Oh, yeah, I was gonna say super chat. I got wait, how was I seeing the hours? Wait, I'll just do something like this now. I think this is better. Alright. 2 hours. How was I seeing all this? Oh, wait, I'm sleeping. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Let me pull that up real quick. Where'd that come from? Dun 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 dun.
I've told so many stories when it comes to all of the weird and creepy interactions I've had with women, all my fault, of course, just because I was so unbelievably socially inept. Like, it's hard to put into words how bad I was at recognizing social cues and how to be, like, acceptable in society. It involves a time in early college that I've talked about a lot where I pretended to be a mysterious anime character and it failed me socially. I became such a weirdo that people were afraid of, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time around a lot of people because they were rightfully fearful of me because I adapted such a weird image where I wouldn't talk to people and I'd scare them. A lot of people on campus probably reported me to authorities as a potential threat to the university in those early year and a half, however long I spent doing that. And I was 100% sure everyone was going to hate it. It wasn't going to do very well. People definitely weren't going to like me because that's just, that's how I felt about myself. I had very low self-esteem. For a long time, I hated myself. And then in 2012, I completely lost the passion for making making videos. I just hated making videos. It was just a chore for me, a hassle. That's when I really hit the darkest point in my life, not just, making videos, but everything. My obsessive compulsive disorder was just spiraling out of control and really negatively affecting my quality of life. It's just a whole bunch of things. I hated myself, and I wouldn't want anyone else to hate me because I wasn't doing what I was expected to do, so I forced myself to make videos. I didn't really want to play or do anything. About 2 months ago, I mentioned in a video that I had OCD when I was growing up and throughout my teenage years, most of my teenage years. So my universe got blasted when I was around 12 years old. I started having these routines that I needed to follow, or else I just didn't feel right. And then eventually these routines evolved into these rituals that I absolutely had to follow and could not break. And they were very weird rituals. I mentioned Ian Watkins. If you're familiar with that name, you probably just puked in your mouth a little bit, even just hearing it. But maybe you don't know that name. Maybe you're familiar with the band that he was the lead singer of, Lost Prophets. They were a huge band back in the early 2000s. In fact, when I was a kid, they were one of my favorite bands. I even had a website I made in 4th grade called coldflames.pixo. I tell you, it could have been the next Facebook. I was ahead of my time. And all over that website, I had Lost Prophets music blasting because I really loved their work. And then in 2012, it was revealed to the world that Ian Watkins, for years, had gotten away with unimaginable evil and is one of the most infamous pedophiles in music industry history. He's like the Diddy of rock music, I suppose. It is unfathomable, the shit that he did. I made a whole video on his history 3 years ago. It is a lengthy and disgusting history here of unfathomable evil with Ian Watkins. He attempted to rape babies, like actual babies. It is beyond anything you're probably imagining. Like the worst things you can think of, he did. And he wasn't exactly like quiet about it either. He was very proud of all of it. The password to his laptop was even a reference to how he fucks kids. And then in a recorded phone call to a fan while he was in prison, he was very proud of all of it. The password to his laptop was even a reference to how he fucks kids. And then in a recorded phone call to a fan while he was in prison, he said that this whole thing was megalols. His sick, deranged fans would actually present their children for him, and he would talk to them in prison as well. Like, it's actually unhinged. The depths of depravity with Ian Watkins are something that you can't even picture as a sane person. And he got away with this for years. Again, this wasn't like the biggest secret in the world, like the fucking KFC 11 herbs and spices or anything. This was something he had been reported to the police for multiple times, but they didn't take it seriously. And in fact, the only reason he ever even got apprehended in the first place was on unrelated drug charges. Like, it's actually fucking infuriating, really. But he did finally get arrested. All of this information came to light, and he was serving a 29-year sentence, which, by the way, is crazy that it wasn't like multiple life sentences for all of this shit.
I see what I'm talking about, Brody.
I cannot believe it was only 29 years. I understand the laws are a little different over there when it comes to maximum sentences, but even still, the fact that he was going to be released in the next 16, 17 years means he would have been a free man again in his 60s. And for a fucking monster like this, I have no doubt he would have gone right back to raping children, babies, all of that evil he would have been engaging in immediately upon being released, no doubt. Now I say was, because that's in the past now, he's dead. 2 fellow inmates stabbed Ian to death yesterday with a knife. It was first thing in the morning too, so this was like the number 1 thing on their to-do list for the day. They must have just got up, stretched, got the sleepies out of their eyes and said, alright, let's go kill that guy. So they did. Now of course I have no idea who these 2 guys are or what they're in for, but I do believe that the death of Ian Watkins here just saved a bunch of children in the future. Because he was going to be released. He was going to be back out into society breathing the same air the rest of us do. And he point blank says that he found it to be megalols and showed no remorse or any kind of like change or anything. So there's no doubt in my mind that when he would have been released, he would have went right back to doing the same shit, preying on children. So I do think now that he's dead in the dirt, going straight to hell, that children are safer for it. Because he will not be released now out into the population to once again start preying on kids again. Also, this isn't the first time he was stabbed in prison, by the way. In 2023, he was involved in a hostage situation where he ended up getting stabbed, but he survived that one, and then they came back around and got his ass this time. I remember talking about this in 2023 when he first got stabbed. Like, what an interesting hostage to take, because I don't think anyone's gonna be fighting that hard to get him back. I can already just, like, imagine all the, officers or whatever on the scene, like, oh no, don't do that. No, please, don't stab him. No, oh no, the madness. No, stop it. Let him go. This is crazy. Don't stab him. And then when they do stab him and he pulls through, but the officer's like, fuck, kicking sand. What do you mean he made it? What do you mean he pulled through? Shit. This time, though, was clearly a bit different. They didn't use him as a hostage. They used him as a pincushion. So they stabbed and killed him. And you're not gonna believe me when I say this, but it's true. He actually has people mourning his death. All the way up until his death, he had fans that were supporting him, saying he did nothing wrong, and counting down the days until he was freed. It's as fucked up as it sounds. From the handful of these lunatics I've seen, they're not even trying to proclaim that Ian Watkins is innocent, he's been framed or anything. They are actually just saying out loud that they don't care that he did all of those things. That it doesn't matter to them. They still can't wait for him to be freed. Terrifying shit, really. Anyway, though, I just wanted to share the good news with you about Ian Watkins being dead. And that's really about it. So yeah.
Ian Watkins. As early as 2008. That is crazy. I don't know what drag. I don't want to search what that is. Is that just not position? Okay. I don't. Okay, it is what I thought. I don't know why I thought it was something to do with children. Well, I mean, I think I get it. So what? I said multiple complaints. Only 6 people conduction. 2008, 2010. Allegations not investigated. Who's granted bail? Oh, for drug charges. Where's this? Wales. Most castles in the world. Be remanded. It's crazy. PS processes the programs managed by the kernel, and each process has an ID associated with it. What is called it's called the process ID, PID. This PID is assigned in order in the order that processes are created. Okay. Oh, takes quite a bit. Yeah, process. There's only 2 processes. Really? I find that somewhat hard to believe. I don't believe it. Process. Okay, yeah. Okay. Process. Go with this PS. Okay, PID. Okay, stat. Process stat code. That means status code. Oh my god. Total CPU usage time. Yes. What do I sudo BS? I see. She ain't doing none. What am I looking at though? Okay. Next. Okay, you see that they're allowed to use BSD Linux. Unix like. Okay. Oh. Devilish. 1591. Oh, okay. Okay, displays not including the ones behind. The ones being ran by the users. Okay, that's what I was. Yes. What was a box? There. Okay, this is what I was. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Memory. There's been used quite a bit. I do only got like 2 gigs now. Okay. 3 bars. That's ah 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 ah. Yeah, I only got 2 gigs. Task manager. Graphics. Yeah. Okay. You shows you more details. You. Uh-huh. A displays all, U displays shows more, X displays. What is the TTY? What is a TTY field? Teletypewriter. It's just the command line. Pretty. If you do processes, something like that, no. What if you do man process? Synopsis. Okay, wait. Let me let me practice. Man processes. Then you wanna put this into processes.txt. Then you wanna grep ignoring case sensitivity. F, we'll just do F. N. Yeah. That's a bomb one. Wow. That's basically everything. Alright. My fields now. Usually they're affected You got the user? Got the user, you got the PID? Does it not say? User PID, CPU, memory, virtual memory usage. Oh, VRAM. Yeah. EXE. RSS. Okay. This virtual memory. It's okay. I don't know if it's megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes. Controlling terminal associated with the process. Unknown. 2 by 7 and 1. This one. Fields. Alright, this is just a snapshot. Okay, and this is updated every 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, wait, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1. Every 3 seconds on average by default, but it's changed by my pseudo-terminals. Pseudo-terminal. Huh. Stupid. A regular terminal device is a native terminal device. A regular terminal device is a native terminal device that can type into and send out put to your system. This sounds like a terminal application, like the terminal application you've been launching to get to your shell, but it's not. We're going to segue so you can see this in action. Go ahead and type Control Alt F1 to get to what? Type Control Alt F1. Get me into the console. Do I just wait? Control Alt F1. Well. Oh, this is dope. I like this. I know something about this. Oh! That was actually scared me, I'm not gonna lie. Cat P. Okay, so what about F6, F5, F4? Oh, F4. Oh. Okay, F3, F2. TTY 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1. Interesting. Oh, it's a pseudo terminal. Oh my goodness, it's an illusion. It's fake. Wow. PTS. I need the desktops. PS. What was, oh yeah, this activated by PTS/0. My fault, chat. My thing broke. I don't know what broke, but something broke. Oh, that broke. I see. My chopstick broke. I don't know. Alright, so the terminal is okay. Now circling back to controlling terminal processes are usually bound to controlling a terminal to a controlling terminal. For example, if you were running a program in your shell window, such as find, and you close the window, your process would also terminate with it. There are processes such as daemon processes, which are special processes that are essentially keeping the system running. They often start at system boot and usually get terminated when the system is shut down. They run in the background, and since we don't want these special processes to get terminated, they are not bound to a controlling terminal. In the PS output, the TTY is listed as a question mark, meaning it does not have a controlling terminal. Yeah, process details. No, I think I've been doing good. Like I think I've been pretty productive. Before we get into more practical applications of processes, we first have to understand what they are and how they work. This part can get confusing since we are diving into the nitty-gritty, so feel free to come back to the lesson if you don't want to learn about it now. Huh. I'll see. As a process as I said before, is a running program on the system. More precisely, it is the system allocating memory, CPU, and I/O. Input I/O. Yes. No, what? Input output. There's just an O. Alright. The process is an instance of a running program. Go ahead and open two terminal windows. Two windows, run the cat command without pressing any option. Okay. Now if I do, let me open cat. Is it doing this? Is this what it means? Now if I do yes. Okay, aux. God, what the hell? Yeah, Brody. AUX, no? AUX. Yes. Why not? Yes. I don't freaking know, Brody. Okay, the kernel is in charge of process. When we run a program, the kernel looks up the code and program memory. We obtain an analog description that keeps tabs on each process. It knows the status of the process, the resources of the process, and the resource of the process is using and receives the process owner. Signal handling more on that later. Basically everything. All processes. I'm trying to get attention to this absolute resource by sticking this up to make sure the process gets the right amount of resources depending on the process demands. When the process ends, And the resources it now is freed up for other processes. Process creation. Again, this lesson is pretty funny. Okay, so this is education. I like this. I like it because I understand what is actually happening. You know, it's like in math class. The teacher just teaches you like the formulas and stuff. It's not necessarily teaching. You're just memorizing. You know what I mean? But like this, you actually understand what's happening. You know what I mean? This is, yeah, I like this. I like this. When a new process is created, an existing process basically clones itself to use something called the fork system call. Fork system call. Verifying treason. System calls. Okay. When a new process is created, an existing process basically clones itself to something called the fork system call. The fork system call creates mostly identical child processes. Okay. The fork system call creates mostly identical child processes. This child process takes on a new process ID, and PID, and the original process. Okay, the child process takes on a new process, and the original process becomes its parent process, and has something called a parent process ID, PPID afterward. The child process can either continue to use the same program its parent was using before, or more often uses the XCAV system code to launch a new program. This system code ensures the memory management that the kernel put in place for that person sets up a new one for the new program. We can see this in action. The L. The L command with the L option gives us a long format, even more detailed view of our running processes. You see a column labeled PPID. This is parent ID. Now, if you look in your terminal, you see processes that are running is a shell. So on my system, I have a process running called patch. Now remember, when you run the you're running from the system is running patch. P1. L. PL. Process parent process ID. This is this. This is a process. This is from this. Something like that. Interesting. Yep, exactly what I was thinking. It cannot go on for infinity. There has to be a start. The init process cannot be terminated. The system shuts down. What system? It's called the what's it called? It's X. Okay, what system call creates a new process? It's this. What system creates a new? Okay, I got it. Now that we know what's going on and when a process gets created, what's happening, we don't need it anymore. Be forward. Sometimes things can get a little dark. Alright. A process can exit using the exit system call. This would free up the resources that the process was using for reallocation. So when a process is ready to terminate, it lets the kernel know why it's terminating. Something called termination status. Most commonly, a status of 0 means the process has succeeded. However, that is not enough to completely terminate a process. The parent process has to acknowledge the termination of the child process by using the wait system command. Wait system call. And what this does is it checks the termination status of the child process. I know it's gruesome to think about, but the wait cause necessary. Wait. And what this it checks the termination status of child process. I know it's gruesome to think about, but the wait cause is a necessity. After all, what parent wouldn't want to know that the child died? Alright. There's another way of terminating processing that involves using signals. Involves using signals we were discussing. Orphan processing. When a parent process dies before a child process, the kernel knows that it's not going to get a wait call, so instead it makes these processes orphans and puts them under care of init. Remember the mother, yep. Init will eventually perform the wait system call. Okay, so wait. Okay, so the wait proceeds with the execution, the termination. But if the parent dies, it goes to the init, the mother of all processes, and the mother of all processes tells it to wait so they can die. Termination. So even through the child process finished, the kernel turns the child process into a zombie process. The resources the child process has used are still freed up for other processes. However, there is still an entry into the process table for the zombie. Zombie processes also cannot be killed since they're technically okay. What happens when a child terminates the parent process hasn't called wait? Okay, yeah, we still want to be able to see how the child process terminated. The child process, even the kernel turns the child process into zombie process. The resource the process used are still freed up for other processes. They're still entering the process table for the zombie. And process also cannot be killed since they are technically dead, so you can't use signals to kill them. Eventually, if the parent process caused a wait system, is pretty annoying reaping. If the parent doesn't perform a wait call, and it will adopt the zombie and automatically perform wait and remove the zombie. So it can be button thumbs and to take up space in the process. So it first up, will prevent other processes from running. Interesting. Wow, this I didn't know about this. Wait, no. What? Oh, 0. Okay, yeah, I think this one was system, but there was fork. Okay, did I do this one? Oh, what manages and controls processes? Manages and controls kernel. KERNEL. Given a question mark. Remember that. This one. I don't know, buddy. 6. It signals a notification to a process that something has happened. Why we have signals? They are software interrupts and have many users. They are software interrupts. They have software interruption and they have many uses. Okay. A user can type one of these special terminal characters, Control-C, Control-Z to kill, interrupt, or suspend processes. Hardware issues can occur and the kernel wants to notify process. Software issues can occur and the kernel wants to notify the process. When your signal is generated by some event, they reduce. My fault. I was a little zoned out about the process creation. No, the process termination and the creation. So everything. So does that mean everything? Everything is a fork of the of the of the of the init. If everything is a fork of the parent, right? Does that mean everything is the fork of the mother? Meaning the init. So this can also work in this example or theory or thing also works in real life to prove the existence of. Keep that one for later. We'll keep that one for ourselves, not for YouTube. Alright, signals. Yep. Signature of assembly through to process considered when the pending statement is delivered. When the process is run, the signal will be delivered. Wow. Barry A. Davis really did all this. Coded it himself. Wow. Fascinating. Fascination. Signal will be delivered. However, processes have signal. You can set signal delivery to be black or if specified. When the signal is delivered, the process can do a multitude of things. Ignore the signal, catch the signal, perform a specific handle routine. The process can be terminated as opposed to the normal exit system call. Block system call. Common signals. Each signal is defined by integers with symbolic names that are in the form SIG. Some of the most common are hang up, interrupt, kill, segmentation fault, term, software termination, stop. Okay, some signals are wait, numbers can vary with signals are usually referred by the name. Kill. You can send signals that terminate processes such as a command is amply named kill command. Oh, it's okay, it's like an end task basically. Term signal. What's a term signal? What? Software termination. By default since the term signal. Closing terminal window that had a process running in it. Okay. What was the signal name? Oh, message term. Niceness is when you run multiple things on your computer, like perhaps Chrome, Microsoft Word, or Photoshop at the same time, makes it like these present running simultaneously, but that isn't true. Processes use the CPU /, pause for milliseconds. Differences gets real. By default, every process gets happens in this round robin fashion. Every process gets enough time slice until it's finished processing. The kernel handles on these process switches. This is the processes. I have to decide when and how long people it should be done. Processing normally they reduce for beginning information on how it is way to influence the kernel's processing schedule. I don't know if niceness. Niceness is a pretty weird name, but that means any person that remember to determine. No, means the process is nice not. So that's just a priority, like in Windows. Priority, no? Ah! So I can. So, wait, so that would that not actually increase the performance of gaming? The setting, okay. If I have a pretty weak CPU and a decent GPU, and I am CPU bottlenecked in something, well, changing the what was good priority of the game process to real time instead of normal help. All right, understandable. Top niceness -20. So the higher it is, the less. Wait, how was it? Okay, so these people, these are very mean. What the hell am I saying? -20. More, you use a lower. Let's take a look at the PS Oxman again. In the stat column, you see many volumes. And links process can be number of digit states. Most common state code you see or describe. Okay, what am I looking at? Stat. That stat. You see many values. Links processing being number of different states. Most common states you see described running. When you're run up, just waiting for the CPU to process it, interrupts the waiting for an event to be such as an input from the terminal. Right. Interruptible, uninterruptible. A process that can be coded terminated with the signal. Usually, making the you have to reboot fix the issue. Now we just speaks previous and waiting for their status stopped. What stock code is used to represent S? Oh, D. My fault. Proc file system. Remember, everything in Linux file is a file you can process. Process it. It's known as the proc. You can see multiple values here in the sub. Here, ls proc. I don't know what am I lesson. I'm going to enter one of the processes. Okay. Cat. Cat. What was it? Proc. Proc. Let's do 1 1 1 3 0. Then wow. Wait. Okay. This is in. It's not if I go. If I just do this. Wow. And there's this. Every single one of these. Job control. Let's say you're working a single terminal, you're going to and stick wherever you can interact to change it to make how you want to be working. Jobs. Do I gotta do double stuff? Wait, how do I do this? Leap 1000 money. Leap 1000 money. Leap 1000 seconds. Money. Okay. Names leap. Number. Cute. Okay, so leap 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I gotta wait until that leap. Leap. For a sec. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I don't know what that was sleep does, but leap, let's do 100. Like with the money sign. Let's start with the money sign. Oh, it's the ampersand. Not the money sign, it's the ampersand. Ampersand percent. When is the ampersand %? Oh, 7. So if I do jobs, running, interesting. Okay. Debs. This is too much for me, MG. Alright. Processes now packages. Packages. I'm pretty happy about packages. Oh. How long have I been streaming for? 3 hours. Wow, this has been great. I'm not gonna lie. Wow, 3 hours. Wow, did that? Hold on, 3 hours looking crazy, no? Let's see my average like an hour, I think. 30, 1 hour, 38, hour. Wow. Pretty much an average of an hour. Nah. An hour. Nah. An hour. Wow, 50. Wow. Low key, I'm enjoying this. Because it's, I don't know, I find it fascinating how it works, you know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, it's just ones and zeros, no? So you just transistor switching on and off, on and off. What? How many transistors? Right. Very surprising number of changes combined with multiple chips. Most is M3. SoC versus CPU. Oh, okay, because I think it's because it's also like a GPU, no, it's everything. What? Will Moore's law continue? What is Moore's law? Interesting. Transistors. Shed one. Wait, did it say every year? Dual cooler. Yeah, but oh, is this just closing in 2 months? Wow. Wait, what is this website? Isn't this the pit? Sues German spy agency Putin U.S. weigh-in. Bro, I don't even think. Bro, I was in Berlin, Brody, and the people, I don't even think are mentally well enough to vote. I mean, at least in Berlin. Berlin's like, I'm gonna guess this is Berlin. It's not. Ah. Okay. Wait, that's Berlin. Wait, that's crazy. Wait, how big? It's like 30. How big is Berlin? How big is... Damn! Wait! Wait, it's not big. Wait, that's not... What? Alright, I'm getting sidetracked again. System is compromised and many packages, such as internet browsers, text editors, and media players, etc. Packages are managed via package managers, which install and maintain the software in your system. Not all packages are installed through the package managers, though. You can normally install packages directly from the source code. We'll get into that soon. However, the majority of the time you'll use package manager to install a package. The most common variety of packages are Debian and the Red Hat. Debian style packages using distributions such as Debian, Ubuntu, Linux. Red Hat, Linux, Red Hat, blah blah blah. It's probably Linux. It's Arch. It's itself. Okay, I was thinking about that. I was okay. I just plus type I think some people the people are something to sing the person that writes the software owner for the upstream providers. They compile the code writing it. So there's some providers work on getting out new software and updates and stuff and everything gets and package language things. Questions. Moving along. Packages repositories. That's person. In fact, what you can essential storage location provided transmission made by investor and necessary installation testing machine doesn't know. You know, say I want document software on my machine document. I want to package. This is the doc package. Second source of the find doctors of the system. Should be regarded with trade resources, but packages and stuff and packages and information and resources. Wait. Where's the sources file? Working to packing so different packages. I think I've been playing things we have to separate it. You probably already know what file I should raise. You must have got a file or you should estimate files that would become very neat and see running as an archive. Compressor file is GZIP. GZIP programs files and not GC. Compressor file, GZIP micro file, decompress, done. Geon. Create. Compressing action. Use it. Blah blah blah. Using your counter and also bzip 2 companies. Packages rarely work on the same most often recommended by the friendship of dark and mentioned of the production. Please spend the bunch of from the sense that depends on how the body should library cut off the what to use and not to leave in the sense like and how much of would be a news and not from them too much digging to the file system cores. You're not sure about packages that have dependencies to upload. Either those dependencies are other packages or libraries. If the dependencies aren't there, the package will end up in the programming environment install. RPM DPKG auto rescuers the package so Batman pack must be about happens. So come with this feedback mobility and take approach. I think it's using this videos also. PDB typing one is each patch is with the big. If we download package, we want to get them from partly from us. Actually, they're exclusive to their distributions. But for Debian based RPM, for Red Hat based, we start to this is their package. You can use the package that manage RPM. DPKG is installed by the organized stuff package inside the package that can be to work instance. HPT perfect. Keep in mind that there is how much time they need to install, query, or verify a package when you choose a member. All these commands. Debian. Debian. Okay. So you do money sign. No, do you use money sign? Money sign, DPKG, I. We'll test it out. If I some random package. Money sign, DPKG, I. Testing.deb. Okay. What? Oh, the money sign. Okay. Okay. A sudo bpkgi test. What about brave? Not that. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing. Yum and APT. The Biomass packing machine. These images found online. Fixing to make patching instant remove and change. Yum APT. Yum is exclusive to Red Hat. APT is exclusive to Debian. I mean APT install package name. APT. Okay, so if I do apt install brave brave. Sudo apt install brave. Google. Google.dev. Like current finding package backlog. I don't know what I'm doing. apt upgrade. apt upgrade. Okay, I see. apt authentication failure. What? What was it? It's an apt upgrade. Yes. What command is show package information? Okay, how am I supposed to know this? Did you say it? No. Oh. apt show. What was script? You have to have script package only comes in your units to few commands to get that source code package compiled and installed in the system. You have to do is have stuff to install. So let's open up another thing, right? Yeah. So you do sudo apt install good essential. Excuse me. What by process? Configure script. Oh, I was right. I thought someone that was probably me watching. It's me, myself, and I. Cause I got me for love. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I completed the grasshopper. Why stop? No. Gotta continue. Gotta continue. Gotta continue. Or do I study a bit of math? I think I might just study math so I don't fall behind because I do got like 56% attendance. But I do got one of the best grades in my class. One of the highest grades. I think I'm gonna end it off here. Because it's not like I'm gonna study math. Yeah, no, because I don't want it to just be, I don't want this, like when I look back on it, 5 hours, stream, 2 hours, me doing nothing, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna end that off here. I think that was a pretty successful stream, very productive. Bit of sidetracking, you know, but some of it was educational, such as the Even Watt, Ian Watkins, wow. 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 Glad just think of that. Oh man, I said that anyway. Whoops. Let's not yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, alright, that's pissing me off, bro. Alright, hey, y'all boys stay safe. Hey, peace out, brodies. I'm talking to myself, but peace out. Future, this is more of a documentation thing for me, I guess. Yeah, peace out. Bye bye.